Hello and welcome to Mitv News. I am Vina Peters. President Bola Tinubu calls on companies involved in mineral exploration in Nigeria to prioritize the health and safety of Nigerians and host communities. During a presentation at the State House, where he received a report from the National Defense College, the president highlighted the importance of the mining sector in diversifying the economy, but stressed that it should not come at the expense of citizens' well-being, directing security agencies to intensify efforts against illegal mining. Additionally, President Tinubu assured the NDC delegation of his commitment to completing the college's permanent headquarters in Abuja, which has been unfinished since 2010. Commandant of the NDC, Rear Admiral Olumuyiwa Olotu, praised the college's achievement and infrastructural upgrades, but appealed for assistance in completing the permanent site. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of 9 persons to the governing councils of 2 federal institutions. A statement by Special Advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, on Thursday, said the President expects members of the governing boards of institutions to serve with integrity and devotion to the enhancement of their structural, academic, and all-round standards. For the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, Akwa Ibom State, Kehinde Akinola is the chairman, while Shehu Maigari Dogowa, Samuel Isichel, Faisal Lawal, Halidu are members of the Nigeria College of Aviation Technology, Zaria, Kaduna State. Anthony Manzo is the chairman, while Ngozi Okwoma, Durungawa, Abdul Malik, Biodun Taiwo, and Florence Toyin Olorunfemi are members. The federal government has stopped the planned sale of subsidized rice to civil servants. It has therefore withdrawn the circular in which it directed civil servants interested in subsidized rice to apply. This was made known in a fresh circular from the Ministry of Special Duty and Intergovernmental Affairs obtained by our correspondent on Thursday in Abuja. The circular, dated August 2nd, 2024, which was signed by the Ministry's Director of Human Resources, Aderonke Jayesimi, did not give any reason for the withdrawal of the initial memo. It also did not indicate if the scheme was stopped or only suspended. Earlier, the Ministry said all interested staff members were to complete a Google form on the OHCSF website and submit it to the Director of Human Resources for endorsement. It noted that payment for and the distribution of the rice will be coordinated by designated officers, while the chairman, Joint Union Council of the Ministry, will serve as an observer for transparency reasons in the course of the exercise. The federal government had recently said it has created centers across the country where Nigerians could purchase 50 kilograms of bags of rice for 40,000 naira. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the initiative was one of several initiatives by the Tinubu administration to ease living conditions for citizens. The media team of ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar has cheated the media handlers of President Bola Tinubu over attempts to hoodwink Nigerians into believing that the president was compassionate. It described the use of an old video of President Tinubu appealing to Nigerians to cover up for his poor outing during his last national broadcast on the #EndBadGovernance protest as evidence of his duplicity. Atiku's media advisor, Paul Ibe, in a statement in Abuja, says in the afternoon of Wednesday and on day 7 of the #EndBadGovernance in Nigeria protest, the official X handle, formerly known as Twitter, of President Bola Tinubu posted a video clip of the president appealing to Nigerians to relax the protest and give his administration more time. He noted that video went viral on social media and it was adjourned to have shown more empathy for the concerns of protesting Nigerians, unlike the shambolic speech by the president on Sunday that will forever be remembered in ignominy. The statement stated that the Nigerian people deserved an unreserved apology from Tinubu's presidency for leading them into tailspin of misinformation and disinformation and the attendant of consequence of bad governance. Women Advocate Research and Document Center, Ward C, have called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to effect the necessary fundamental change by bringing on new people's policies that will help revive the dwindling economy. The convener of Ward C, Dr. Abiola Akiode, who led a protest to allow police station on Thursday, says government should hearken to the voices of the youth and implement the 15-point request in order to relieve the citizens from hunger. Akiode advised the government to work on the 4 refineries in the country and make them functional to optimum level. The women who supported the Youths Against #End Bad Governance Insecurity, No Job Opportunities and Hunger in the Nation noted that government should put in place drastic economic policies that will enhance the positive impact on the people.
The address by the president came as a result of the call by the Nigerian people. So we must also understand that they just didn't wake up in the morning to address the nation. That part of the demands of the protesters is that it should come and address. But unfortunately, there are a lot of issues that are concrete. If you look at the 2021 demands that the protesters have put forward, the president failed to address those issues. One of the issues about hunger, while the president was talking about something entirely different, there were things that you would expect that the president would talk about. There are issues of farms. There is insecurity in the farms. People cannot go to farms. In Benue, in Jos, there's other farmers. In other places, there are also issues like that. There is nothing that is being done in particular to address insecurity. So the president has not been able to address that. We have had several white papers and nothing happened. So things are not getting better. So what people want is, yes, the dialogue, nobody is opposed to dialogue. We don't want death. There's a lot of people dying across the country. So it's not as if we are not open to dialogue. But the government must show that they are ready to respond to some of those issues.
Meanwhile, a former Southwest Organizing Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Adedeji Doherty, says the #End Bad Governance protest nationwide is a call on Nigerian leadership to wake up to its responsibilities of providing good governance to the citizens. Speaking in an interview on Thursday in Lagos, Doherty says the youth nationwide have already given notice that they would no longer be at the background of the nation's polity, but a force to be reckoned with. The former acting vice chairman of the PDP in the Southwest and Lagos State's PDP chairman called on the Nigerian youths to put an end to the nationwide protest as they have sent a signal to the political class.
It's a dangerous signal because you hear them. I heard Oshomole saying faceless, faceless. You can hear them saying faceless, faceless. They've forgotten that they are the ones that blindfolded those that had the face, ones crying for the masses. And then you can sit down and negotiate with them. You have decapitated them that the youth, the citizenry have seen that they now have to come out and shout for themselves. Where are you going to get the face? How does 70,000 naira help any worker today with what is outside there? How will NLC say that they have reached something with government on 70,000 naira when you know that even for anybody that lives even 5 miles away from its working place will spend close to 40,000 naira or 50,000 naira just to on transport?
To Oyo State, a group of youths in Ibadan, the state capital, have charged the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led administration to be more sympathetic to the plight of ordinary Nigerians by being more proactive and enacting policies that could lift more citizens out of poverty and enacting people-centered policies. The aggrieved Nigerians, bearing various placards and banners, made this standpoint known when they embarked on a peaceful protest where they also barricaded the Agboworin Ojo Road entrance of the nation's premier tertiary institution, the University of Ibadan, where they decried the lack of concern by the central government and its perceived inability to address the yearnings of Nigerians as they encapsulated in its recent national broadcast, which they say failed to meet their demands. Promising not to back down from the ongoing nationwide protest and warned of dire consequences if the prevailing economic hardship persists.
3 square meal a day. Gari is so expensive. Rice is expensive. Beans is expensive. And our president is telling us that all the demands of end bad governance, all the solutions to it is just rice palliative. We are tired of eating rice. And our governor here, Governor Seyi Makinde, denies that he has not received the palliative, the rice palliative that the president said is our solution. He has not received it. That's why we said, oh, if you have not received it, you are not ready to quench this hunger in the land. Insecurity, unemployment, lack of proper funding of education, lack of non-partisan composition of INEC commissions, then it means you don't see us as your citizens. We have to come and hear our grievances. According to Section 39 and 40 of the Constitution, it empowers us as a citizen to engage in peaceful protest. And we started peacefully, and we're going to end everything peacefully. Today, we gathered here peacefully to start protesting, and we protested peacefully. But we protesting peacefully for the past few days. But today, it seems things are no more working out as we planned. Based on what happened this morning, that we put some barricade on the road, and it was as if the police people want to come and harass us. But when they came, we need to dialogue with them one-on-one. But everything went out peacefully. But the DSS people, they are trying to be intimidating us since day one. That was on Thursday. They have been trying to intimidate us since day one. But yet we are not backing up. Yet we are still here, and we still stand here to protest. It's our right to protest. It's our civil right. Because when the president, out of the speech the president said on the news, there was nothing tangible to write home about. So we are here today to say that we need to protest. People need to come out massively to join us. That's the reason why we are still here. So guys, please, we are begging you guys, we are urging you guys, please come out to join this protest.
In a related development, Nigerians have described the flying of Russia flag in a protest in northern parts of the country as treason. Speaking to our correspondent, a retired Major General and a retired police officer says the protest cannot solve Nigeria problems, saying those behind the Russian flag have been arrested and urged the Chief of Army Staff to take necessary action against the offenders.
The national security advisors and all the security agencies are actually looking at the circumstances that led to this resurgence. I mean, the surfacing of Russian flag in Nigeria territory. That is just a felony, but it is not me to decide that. But if I look at the pictures, below pictures coming out, those who are children, and I saw a picture too, one video clips that the man who was using the flag with his machine and everything has been arrested, and I believe the national security advisors and the national intelligence agencies will look into it and see the motive behind it.
The presidential type of government that America has lost over 300 years, Nigeria want to have it in 20 years. Is it possible? That is what our youth don't know. And when we are talking of youth, all shades of criminalities are present with the youth. All both fraud, anything is the youth. Internet crime is the youth. Yahoo is the youth. Armed robbery is the youth. So the government is doing its best to make sure that things will normalize in the country. I pray that
the protest we are doing is not for Nigerians, it's for politicians. It's the politicians that are fighting themselves. Even without talking, somebody that cannot see, somebody that cannot hear, knows that things are difficult. So we don't need any protest. Nobody needs to tell you that you are hungry. Because I mean, the protest they are doing is political.
The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, have agreed to strengthen their partnership in managing traffic across Lagos State. This agreement was announced by the General Manager of LASMA, Olalekan Bakare Oki, during a courtesy visit today by the FRSC Zonal Commanding Officer, Assistant Co-Marshal Jonathan Owade and his team to LASMA headquarters in Oshodi, Lagos. Bakare Oki welcomed the initiative and reiterated LASMA's full commitment to collaborating with the FRSC on traffic discongestion, public enlightenment, and the enforcement of traffic regulations. Expressing confidence that the partnership would bring about positive outcomes for road users in Lagos. In his address, FRSC Zonal Commanding Officer Jonathan Owade emphasized that the FRSC remains Nigeria's leading agency in road traffic management and safety administration, with a strong commitment to eradicating road traffic crashes and creating a safe motoring environment. We now go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll bring you the foreign news.
Closer to your champion.
Stay connected for every medal moment from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Get closer to your champions with Supersport on DSTV, the home of entertainment.
This season of Big Brother Naija is a must follow. Follow every twist and turn with eyes wide open. Cause even when the journey begins with chemistry, chaos follows. Strap in for 2 journeys in one house. Big Brother Naija Season 9, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Gold sponsor, Guinness. Black shines brightest.
75 days since the last day of last season. We are ready to do it all again.
Phil Foden is having the season of his life. Brilliant! Just brilliant! That is quite something!
Stay connected for all the football you want, starting from 5,100 naira per month.
Moment has arrived.
Closer to your champion.
Stay connected for every medal moment from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Get closer to your champions with Supersport on DSTV, the home of entertainment.
This season of Big Brother Naija is a must follow. Follow every twist and turn with eyes wide open. Cause even when the journey begins with chemistry, chaos follows. Strap in for 2 journeys in one house. Big Brother Naija Season 9, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Gold sponsor, Guinness. Black shines brightest.
Before we take foreign stories, let's look at one last local story. The Nigerian Navy says understanding the legal obligations and the ethical responsibilities within Nigeria's maritime environment will ensure professionalism for effective operation devoid of breaches to national and international laws governing the sea. The Commanding Naval Doctrine Command, Rear Admiral H.D. Zakaria, made the remarks on Thursday in Lagos while speaking at the opening of a Day 2 workshop for commanding officers of ships in Western Fleet put together by the Nigerian Navy in conjunction with the Naval Doctrine Command Bonny Cantonment, Chief Training and Operations, Naval Headquarters. Rear Admiral Olusegun Ferrari noted that the workshop will serve as a platform for dialogue, knowledge sharing and collaborative problem solving. Rear Admiral Olusegun Ferrari admonished the officers to enhance their ability to tackle the evolving challenges of maritime security operations in Nigeria's maritime environment.
The idea is to rob mines and identify ways of enhancing our maritime security operations at sea. The commanding officers of our ships are very key in the overall maritime security value chain of the Nigerian Navy, and of course we have identified the nexus between maritime security and the attainment of the blue economic potentials of Nigeria. It's for this reason that we felt it necessary that once in a while we come together to discuss pertinent issues in the contemporary operating environment and identify ways of enhancing our operations.
To enhance the capacity and capability of participating commanding officers and OIC of ships, the theme was carefully selected, titled Leadership and Operational Excellence, Empowering Commanding Officers for Effective Command. It is designed to refresh your knowledge of maritime security operations, leadership and command. As you all know, that the maritime security operation is of paramount importance to today's interconnected littoral nations, especially developing nations like ours that has various explorable economic activities for national development. Therefore, the protection of our national maritime environment against all maritime crimes such as piracy, crude oil theft, illegal refinery, amongst others, including ensuring safe and secure passage of international trade, rests on your shoulders as commanding officers of ships or seagoing ships.
Now the foreign news. Kenyan police fired volleys of tear gas Thursday in the heart of the capital Nairobi as small groups of protesters gathered on what was billed as a fresh day of action against embattled President William Ruto. Riot police patrolled the streets of the central business district. Roadblocks were set up on major arteries and many shops were shut down, but barely dozens of demonstrators turned out. The East African nation, one of the most stable in the region, has been rocked by weeks of sometimes deadly protest against Ruto's 2-year-old administration, mostly led by young Gen Z Kenyans. While Ruto was overseeing the swearing-in of a revamped cabinet, just a few kilometers away, police lobbed tear gas in the central business district and detained several people. Still in Africa, the World Health Organization (WHO) has called an emergency meeting to discuss a jump in monkeypox cases spreading from the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC). WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus made the announcement amid an outbreak that has seen nearly 25,000 cases in the DRC and claimed about 1,100 lives, many of them children. Since last September, cases have surged in the Central African nation due to a strain of the virus that has now been detected in its neighboring countries.
Contact tracing, investigation, and isolation remain the primary modes of control for the time being. This is really critically important, that not everybody who needs isolation will be able to attend hospital services for that, and isolation at home will be a very important mode of control for this condition. In terms of the guidance around target populations for vaccination, we have WHO has already put out in 2013 guidance for prevention of orthopox virus infections for people who may be at risk who are laboratory personnel. So that guidance is not new. It has been there. It is available on the WHO website. It can be provided since 2013. It was not specific to monkeypox, but it did mention that for preventive purposes, people who are at risk from an occupational perspective may wish to consider these immunization products. So that includes laboratory personnel, health workers.
Intense Israeli attacks on Khan Younis in southern Gaza, tents for displaced people on Thursday engulfed in flames after missile strikes that also targeted residential buildings. Residents and displaced Palestinians have been ordered by the Israeli military to immediately evacuate the Beit Hanun and Beit Lahiyas areas of northern Gaza ahead of an expected large-scale army operation. Reports say Israeli troops delivered strikes in the areas where tents sheltering displaced individuals are located, while many were burned alive in the attacks. The UN's Children's Fund, UNICEF, has urged for immediate de-escalation in the Middle East of the sake of the region's children.
الله يحرق قلبه مصري يا رب وهو نايم متحمم متعشى وتحمم وصلى ونام.
In the state of Palestine and Israel. At UNICEF, we firmly believe that the true cost of this latest escalation will be measured in children's lives, those lost to the violence and those forever changed by it. After little more than 3 weeks, the devastating tally is quickly adding up, with rampant grave violations being committed against children. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, more than 8,300 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza, including over 3,400 children, with over 6,300 children injured. This means that more than 420 children are being killed or injured in Gaza every day, a number that should shake each of us to our core. Of course, the violence being perpetrated against children extends beyond the Gaza Strip. In the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, at least 37 children have reportedly been killed. And of course, more than 30 Israeli children have reportedly been killed, while at least 20 children remain hostage in the Gaza Strip, their fates unknown.
The Metropolitan Police on Thursday thanked Londoners for coming together and for showing community spirit. On Wednesday night, as more than 1,000 officers were deployed across the capital ready to respond to supposedly planned violent disorder. None of the far-right groups turned up to the London locations that had been discussed online, but instead, large anti-racism protests were held, with the largest in Waltham Forest and Finchley Metropolitan City. Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley says the protest went peacefully. The Met said it did face some anti-social behavior from a small group in Croydon, which were not related to the protest but were intent on causing trouble, while officers made 10 arrests in the area, including 1 for assault on emergency worker and 4 for violent disorder.
It was a massive policing operation. I'm really pleased with how it went, and we put thousands of officers on the streets, and I think the show of force from the police and frankly the show of unity from communities together defeated the challenges that we've seen. And it went off very peacefully last night. A couple of locations we had some local criminals turn out and try and create antisocial behaviour, and we arrested a few of them. And it was a very successful night, and the fears of extreme right disorder were abated. So a successful operation thanks to communities and police. These are criminals, they're thugs, they're not patriots. We've been out doing some dawn raids this morning. The people who were most violent in the Whitehall protest and violence last week, yesterday, today, it's going to be more than 20 people. About 70% of them have got criminal backgrounds. We've got criminal damage, violence, weapons offences, people banning orders. These are criminal thugs. You're not going to get away with this. You're on body-worn video, you're on CCTV, frankly you're on that.
The Nobel Peace Prize-winning economist Mohammed Yunus has been sworn in as the head of Bangladesh's interim government 3 days after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was forced to resign and flee to neighboring India. Yunus took the oath during the ceremony at the presidential palace in Dhaka on Thursday night that was attended by political leaders, civil society leaders, generals and diplomats. The 84-year-old promised to uphold, support and protect the Constitution as he was administered the oath by President Mohammed Shahubuddin, adding that he will perform his duties sincerely. We now go for a sports break, and when we return, we'll have Eddie Achibang bring you the sports stories. I am Vina Peters.
Closer to your champion.
Stay connected for every medal moment from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Get closer to your champions with Supersport on DSTV, the home of entertainment.
This season of Big Brother Naija is a must follow. Follow every twist and turn with eyes wide open. Cause even when the journey begins with chemistry, chaos follows. Strap in for 2 journeys in one house. Big Brother Naija Season 9, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Gold sponsor, Guinness. Black shines brightest.
75 days since the last day of last season. We are ready to do it all again.
Phil Foden is having the season of his life. Brilliant! Just brilliant! That is quite something!
Stay connected for all the football you want, starting from 5,100 naira per month.
Moment has arrived.
Closer to your champion.
Stay connected for every medal moment from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Get closer to your champions with Supersport on DSTV, the home of entertainment.
Good evening and welcome to Sport News. Team Nigeria failed to move into the final of the 4x100 relays at the ongoing 2024 Olympic Games on Thursday. The men 4x100 quartet of Fefo Ashi, Koinsola Ajay, Alaba Akintola, and Isorite Isikuri are finishing 7th in heat 1 with the season best of 38.20 seconds. The women 400x100 team also failed to make it to the final. The quartet of Justina Yaparabin, Fefo Ofili, Rosemary Chukuma, and Tima God Bless finished 6th in heat 2 as they ran a season best time of 42.7 seconds. As it stands, the only hope for Nigeria to get a medal at the Paris 2024 Olympics lies on Odua Tobiloba Omotion. Nigeria Edoze Ibadan missed out on the place in the semi-final of the men's 800 meters. The Nigerian record holder finished 7th in the repechage heat with a time of 1.4909 seconds and won't progress to the next round. After defeating the Tigers of Nigeria, Team USA women basketball is getting closer to winning their 10th gold medal at the Olympic for the 59 times in a row. With 20 points from Aya Wilson and 15 from Jackie Young, the US team successfully overcame Nigeria by winning 84-74 in the end. But being the first African basketball team, male or female, to participate at this level, the Tigers exited the Olympics as basketball great and created history in a multitude of ways. In tennis, Rafael Nadal has announced his withdrawal from the 2024 US Open. Nadal, 30 years, said his next event will be Labour Cup in Berlin, Germany. I don't think I will be able to give my 100% this time around. I will missing you, my friend, but I will see you next time, he said. Super Falcon coach Randy Waldrum has expressed his desire to remain in charge of the team despite Falcons' poor showing at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. The Super Falcons lost all 3 group games in the women's football events. The 9-time African champions scored a paltry 1 goal and conceded 5 at the Olympics. Newcastle United have announced the signing of Nigerian striker William Osula after a successful negotiation with Sheffield United for an initial fee of £10 million. Former Manchester United midfielder Paul Scholes said he's worried to death about Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana, that he's not excited about the new season campaign. The Red Devil finished 8th last season and defeated Manchester City in the FA Cup and secured their place on the Euro-Continental Championship, talking about the Europa League. Former Real Madrid and FC Porto defender Pepe has announced his retirement from professional football at the age of 41. Pepe left Porto in June before leading Portugal at the Euro 2024 and ending his 141 appearance for the national team in the quarter-final defeat to France, and has now decided to call time on his industrious career. Former Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema has made a bold prediction for the 2024 Ballon d'Or by tipping Vinicius Jr. to win the coveted Ballon d'Or award this year. Benzema is convinced that his former teammate is a standout candidate for the individual prize, citing his exceptional performance throughout 2023-2024 season. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag says because Manchester United have a lot of injuries and they might be without 6 key players ahead of this weekend Community Shield match between City against City rival Manchester City at the Wembley Stadium. Some of the absentees, including Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, new signing Lenny Euro, and striker Rasmus Højlund. And news just coming in from Paris shows that Morocco has won the bronze medal of the football events at the Paris 2024 Olympics after beating Egypt by 6 goals to 0. That's Sport News and ends MTV News at 9 this lovely Thursday evening. I'm Eddie Achibong. Do have yourself a wonderful night rest.